I mean, how many jobs is too many? Hi guys, it's Kate. Welcome back. I'm so glad you're here today. Today we're going to do How I Saved $20,000 Part 2. If you haven't watched Part 1, I'm going to link it up above and you can watch it after. Don't worry about it. If you haven't seen it yet, you can watch it after this one because the first part is talking about how to cut back on expenses, how to spend less, and this one is talking about how to increase your income. Here we go. I'm actually really interested in your thoughts about this topic because I have never, ever only had one job. Am I the only one? Do you guys all have more than one job, or am I the only chump working around the clock? That's what I would really like to know. How many jobs do you have? Even when I was in college, when I was a senior, I was getting my BA in psychology and my minor in dance, and I was the house mom for my sorority house, which was help pay for room and board. I worked at a tanning salon. Interesting. I babysat for a family, a local family. They had 2 girls that I babysat for. And I worked in my work study, which was in the Career Services Center. So I had 4 jobs while I was going to school full time. And I guess that never stopped. I just kept working a lot. So needless to say, I'm no stranger to hard work and lots of work. But even over the last few years when I was trying to save $20,000 to pay off my car, which you'll get more information that if you go watch that video, the part 1, I got up to 5 jobs. Now, I don't want you to think that I'm like encouraging 5 jobs. In fact, I'm going to explain what my 5 jobs were and talk to you about it a little bit more because I do think if you're trying to get out of debt, increasing your income is a great idea. Like I said, you can either spend less or increase your income. And again, we're talking about the part of gaining more income, and it's gonna take hard work to do that. If you only have one job and you have time for more jobs or can make time for more jobs, I would recommend that if possible, possibly only for the short term. This doesn't have to be your lifestyle forever, but if you really want to get out of debt, you got to make some hard choices and some sacrifices to get it done. As I said, I've never ever had one job in my adult working life, but there are 2 big reasons for that. The first being I never had a job that paid enough to warrant only having one job. And to be honest, I don't know what the number would be that would be the right number for me at this point. But that's why I focus on minimalism and intentional living now so that I don't have to work more and more to accommodate me wanting more. I'm trying to be happier with less and intentional in the things that I have so that I value the things that I have and not going after stuff that I really don't desire. And I'm just doing out of what people think you're supposed to want. The second reason is because my other job / it's hard for me to call it like a side hustle because it's more like a natural thing to me, like as natural as walking or breathing. I'm a choreographer. I don't think you guys know that about me yet. I teach dance and choreograph, and that's always been a passion of mine and just a real natural part of my life. I've been dancing since I was 5, and so now I choreograph for 2 different dance companies. So that part of my life, like if I didn't do it, I feel like I'd be missing out. And as you guys know, or maybe you don't know, my main job is an administrative assistant position in a school. So my first job is administrative assistant, And so besides my regular duties, I plan our graduation for our seniors. I plan our senior assembly. I plan our senior award night. I run all the marching practices for our students. So this time of year is really crazy. But that's my first job, administrative assistant. Secondly is I'm a choreographer. So I do 2 separate dance companies. One company is more focused on competition, and the other one is more performance focused. So, and they're all teens. I teach all teens. Watching these teenagers grow into these amazing, skilled, mature dancers is very fulfilling. And it's just something I'm not willing to part with. So I always have another job, and it's that. And in this case right now, because I have 2 companies, that's job number 2 and job number 3. Job number 4, for about a year and a half, when I was trying to pay off the car, a really unique opportunity came about, and I just think it's one of the coolest things I've done. I've never been further out of my comfort zone, though the responsibilities of it are things that would be right up my alley, and they were. But I was a residential life dorm parent. Where I work, we have a residential life program, so people in other countries and throughout the United States come to our school, and they live on campus. So we have some dorm parents that live on campus, and we have some dorm parents that live off campus. I was an off-campus support, so which means I lived in my own home, but I had the responsibility of taking I had the girls' dorm, so I had the girls, taking them to their dentist appointments. Sometimes if they were sick or, hurt, we had to take them to outpatient, their music lessons, their sporting events, their general well-being, make sure they're doing great. They're away from home, and we take care of them like they're our own children. So I had like 50 daughters for that year and a half, which was just so awesome. They're great, great kids. And lastly, the job that I always have since I was 18 is I sell Mary Kay. It's the only makeup and skincare products that I use, and that's all I've ever used, basically. Yeah, I just think it's the best, and so I consider myself like a distributor. I don't sell it like in a salesy way, like I don't have Mary Kay parties, and I don't do that kind of stuff, but if you need it, I get it for you, and I'm happy to do it because I love the stuff. Let me know below how many jobs you have, and if you think I'm insane. Just kidding. Don't answer that part, even if you think I'm crazy. There's obviously pros to working that much is you make money, but there's also cons. The reason I no longer do the residential life position is I was wearing myself out. As much as I loved it, my duties were on Thursdays. I would work right after I got out of my job until about 8:30 at night. So I'd start at 8 a.m. and I'd work until about 8:30 p.m. The great news is that my son Kaden could come with me to this job. It was very family friendly, and kids were always welcome to come with their parents and join in with everything. So that was amazing. I mean, what other job can you bring your child to work? I mean, it was just seriously the best case scenario when I got the job. What ended up changing was my son ended up going to kindergarten, and prior to kindergarten, he did not sleep well at all. He was a pretty bad sleeper, and he would be up until sometimes 10 o'clock at night. And I think that was partially because his daycare, they did mandatory 2-hour naps every day from 12 to 2. So even if he didn't get enough sleep, I knew that nap was coming and he could go to sleep. But when he went to kindergarten, all of a sudden, he's exhausted. If you guys have a child and they go to school and they're school age, all of a sudden they are tired. So now at 7 o'clock, Kaden was out like a trout, sleeping, sound asleep. So suddenly working till 8:30 on Thursday was awful. I felt so guilty if he was there later because he needed to go to sleep, and I wasn't willing to sacrifice his sleep and having to go to school exhausted on Fridays. So that was one reason. And then also on the weekends, you'd work Friday, Saturday, Sunday from the second you get out of work until it could go till like 10 o'clock at night. And then the next morning you'd start at 10:30 and it could go till like 10:30 at night. Sunday, same thing. And even though Kaden could be with me, it just became a lot, especially when he started school. He was more tired, and it just wasn't working out. So it's such a bummer that I had to resign from that, but it was a great experience while it lasted. My point of sharing that with you is you have to do what works until it doesn't work anymore. And if it doesn't work, all of a sudden you can either make it work, and I was for a while, but you have to know what's best for you and your family. And like in my situation, my parents are godsends. Oh my gosh, my parents helped me so much. My parents live about a mile away from me. And so when that kind of thing would happen, things were running late, they could come get him, etc., or take care of him on the weekends if we knew we had a particular thing. But I felt guilty. I felt super guilty putting him with my parents when I just feel like that's my responsibility. And yes, grandparents can help sometimes, of course, and my parents are the best. Like, Kaden has so much fun with them. But I didn't want to feel like they had the responsibility of taking care of my son when I was working for too long. I don't know if you guys know what I mean. Even though I know they're happy to do it sometimes because they love my son so much. Oh, there he is. I didn't want them to feel put upon. Hi, babe. Wanna come say hi? Can you say hi, everybody on YouTube?
Hi, everybody on YouTube.
How are you doing? Were you playing Slither.io?
Yeah. Mama, I'm hungry.
You're hungry? You need a snack?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to go get a snack and we'll be right back. So obviously, that job as a single mom would have never worked had I not been able to bring my son to work. So like I said, a rare, cool opportunity, and the people I worked with were amazing. So that was awesome. But for people out there that don't have the help, like I have my mom and dad right down the road. I have, my brother is not far away. My grandmother is around. Like I have people in my life that help when I need them. And there's a lot of people that don't have that help. So I'm not saying like, you need to get 5 jobs, because some people can't do that. You literally cannot do that. But that's when you have to get creative. You have to figure out, what am I really good at? What could I make money while I'm doing the thing I love? So now, like for example, I'm doing YouTube. I started this channel. If you guys look like way back in my video archives, there's some from like, I think I have a couple from like 2016, a few from 2017, a few from 2018. And then in January, I was like, I really want to commit to this YouTube channel because I want to add value to your life, guys. And I hope that when you listen to my videos, you get something out of it. Because that's the whole point. I want to help people improve their lives and find better ways to do things when possible. I think that's why I got a degree in psychology. Of course, I was trying to help other people. But back when I got my degree, like I said, I got my degree in psychology and minor in dance. Dance just seemed to be the path at the time. So I went on to choreograph, and when you're teaching dance, it's very hard to have a job that's full-time in dance. They come about once in a while, but I always have an administrative position as well. So I get to do both, and that's kind of what I've always done. Anyway, I'm really happy to be here with you guys. I want to bring up a channel that hopefully you've already been there. Maybe you're already subscribed. But the channel's called Slaythisdebt. And Deidre is the person that runs that channel. And she is awesome. Frugal living tips that will change your life. She's cool. She's awesome. I love watching her videos. If you have not subscribed to her, go visit her. Tell her Kate sent you. Slaythisdebt. And we're working on like a collaboration of some sort. You're going to have to stay tuned and see what we come up with. But we're working on something. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bells if you want to know the next time I'm on here. I can't wait to see you in the next video. Have a great day, guys. And don't forget to leave me a comment how many jobs you have and maybe what they are if you want to share that with me. I would love to know what you guys are up to these days. Bye. Kaden wanted me to let you know that we didn't get a snack. We got dinner instead, and now he wants
Dessert.